Yes, it's Monday. Yay, Monday, August 24th. And yeah, I know what day it is. Anywho, as you saw by the title of the video, um, yeah, some things that I have been wanting to chit chat about with everybody. So, yes, feedback, comments, greatly appreciated. This is something that I had been or have been talking with many homeschool moms, YouTube and non-YouTube. And I mean, the central focus is YouTube right now. So it just, I don't know, something I thought I was the only one noticing, but apparently I'm not the only one noticing. And I'm not coming to preach and say it needs to be addressed, but I just want to get this out there because it is something that needs to be addressed, if that makes sense. So, anywho, wow, yeah. So, homeschool with YouTube, a great experience. You know, you can definitely pick up lots of ideas and tips and things like that, hopefully, along the way. At the same time, you can also get overwhelmed. You can get boggled down. You can get confused. You can end up feeling inadequate watching YouTube homeschool videos. Particularly the hauls. The hauls these days are, yeah, they're hauls. Let me just start here. First of all, what needs to happen is, yeah, I'm looking at some notes I took. You, not saying you, but homeschool community, viewers, new, old. It's just, this is a thought for everybody. Let go of the YouTube, Pinterest, perfect, Instagram, ideal homeschool, because it's not your ideal homeschool at all. What someone else has is not yours. It's not going to be yours. You cannot create what somebody else has. You cannot recreate it. Yes, it's good to bounce ideas, you know, around in the community. We all do it. But lately, I would say, especially in the last couple of months now to back to school time, but even before this, because like I said, this was a discussion between me and several homeschool moms we've noticed. These hauls are becoming really redundant. And I feel like it's not really helping anybody. Everybody's just running to see a haul, and these are what I call empty hauls. I watch a lot of YouTube videos, just everybody. I support everybody. And, you know, take what I need to take out of it and move on. I praise everybody for coming on and taking the time to share, because that's not an easy job. And for those that are new and have no idea, this is a great way. But at the same time, I feel that when you are doing a haul and you are showing these things that you bought, it is important to really explain what you have, why you bought it, and then also, like you guys see I do, I don't just do a haul and leave it. I come back and I show you guys how we are actually using it. You know, what did I do with it? Not just I went to Target and bought. I went to eBay and bought. Anybody can go buy anything. It, you know, yeah, it's fun, but who wants to just watch something that somebody's buying? I mean, in a sense, yeah, you get excited and things like that, but it's more meaningful, especially in this community, what we are using it for, to actually help beyond a show, because that's what this is these days. Homeschool, the rooms, the halls, they're becoming more of a show. And I can see somebody's video or my video, and the next thing you know, there's somebody else running. Oh, she did a haul and she got this. Let me go and do this. Somebody found this at the dollar store. Let me go do this. Let me go find this. Okay, that's all great and dandy, but 9 times out of 10, the Dollar Tree, you don't really need it. It's just, I saw it on somebody else's haul. Everybody is guilty of it, so don't shake your head. Everybody does it. I'm not one for the Dollar Tree. There's somebody else that has also said they're not doing the Dollar Tree anymore. I would go once a season and get, whatever I could find, because mainly our Dollar Trees never have what I saw, in somebody else's. So, a couple of posters or something, but, I could see somebody else's poster. Oh, I want that one, and we don't have it anyway. So I end up with something like what's behind me. Anywho, we don't need a show. The homeschool room phenomenon is all out of the roof. Everybody is coming on thinking, oh, I got to show my room. I got to have this. I got to do this. I got to do that. Let me tell you something. You don't. You don't need a space. You don't need a room. You don't need any of this right here. Okay. This is a thrift store sticker for a dime. Okay. A dime. Anyhow, you don't need that. What you do need, and I usually tell people to, if you have anything at all, books. That's the best thing you can do for your kids, is read a book. But guess what? You don't even need a book. This is what you need right here to homeschool your child. Okay? And a sharpener. Okay? That's it. You can write a book in this notebook. Okay? You can teach them how to read with this notebook. You can teach them math in this notebook. You can teach them science in this notebook. You can teach them art, social studies, history, what have you, in this notebook. That's all you need. Okay? That's it. When I watch my kids around the room, guess what? This is what they have. This is what they care about. Paper. It doesn't even have to be a notebook, because I'm giving them notebook paper. I'm not even buying these anymore. I really don't like them. I just found them. But paper and a pencil. Another thing, this right here. Use your resources, your free resources. This is a sales paper. Everybody gets them. Everybody can get them in the store. And when I go to the store, it's funny because I'm going to buy something. But guess what? This is what I'm after. When I forget to pick up one of these from the store, grocery store, or what have you, it just bothers me so much, because this is the whole purpose of going. I don't want to print something offline, but this is what I want. This is real life, and this is what the kids need. Real life. I have a daughter at Duke University. She's calling me and thanking me that I taught her life skills. Okay, she has to deal with roommates. She's gone through several. She's lived in a dorm. She's now fortunate enough to live in her own apartment. But she was so grateful that I taught her how to go to the grocery store, how to budget, how to shop. Real life skills. How to clean up behind herself, how to, take out trash, how to, that type of thing. Because she just had a roommate this past summer that didn't do any of that. And she was so appalled by her living standards. Okay? And it was a mess. And it's a 1-bedroom apartment. So they co-shared the room. And this child didn't do anything. And she's like, Mom. And I said, well, is she an only child? Because sometimes that kind of explains things. They're used to being spoon-fed. Certain things. She says no. So that right there kind of stumped me. Okay? Yeah. She said, I'm so glad you taught me how to fend for myself in the real world. That's all you need right there. Seriously. You want to read? Take your kids in the kitchen. You have food. Let them read food labels. That's all they need. Food labels. Guess what? They're going to learn how to cook. That's another life skill. Take them in the laundry room. Teach them how to fold their clothes. Teach them how to wash. Read the detergent labels, the instructions, the washing machine dial. That's a life skill. That's all they need. I promise you. The bookshelves, the tables, the, hoo-ha. They don't need that. Let me tell you something. People are sitting here trying to compete. Like I said, I see, somebody go do a video, and then I'll go look at someone else's channel, and then they've gone, oh, well, I got to do this, or I'm going to get this, and I'm going to explain why we don't do this. Okay. The rivalry, the competition needs to stop. Stop trying to keep up with the Joneses, because the Joneses went bankrupt. Y'all didn't know that? They did. They went bankrupt. Over here, I know you guys see my hauls, and like I said, I do not show empty hauls. I don't bring tons and tons of things in, but again, I want to reiterate something. The things that I do have in my homeschool room, we already had at one point in our lives. If you go back to last year, I did a video on what happened. We lost everything in our house after a move. So my whole house was gone, down to my kids' pictures. Okay? Everything, all of my clothes, everything. I had 8 pair of shoes, okay? A single pair. The kids had their stuff, but I didn't. So we had not one book, maybe a couple, whatever was in my truck. I had always kept a bin in the truck. But we had nothing. And now I'm sitting here thinking, I need paper clips. I know I had paper clips for a lifetime. I did, seriously. I need brads. That's the little things that I need. But that's the stuff I already had. And so the books, like I said, I cannot get back everything we had. Also, a lot of it was because I had childcare. I was a childcare director out of the house for about 14 years. So I had tons of stuff. Okay, this has come from experience, not just me going to the thrift store. I've always been in the thrift store, but seeing what I can get for, $1 or a dime or what have you. That's just how I live, period. Not that, you have to be frugal, but that's smart to me. It's just smart. Save where you can, spend later on. You want to buy a house, buy a house. Save the money. Do, that type of thing. So yeah, I'm not trying to, show up anybody or show that I can have more than anybody or I can get this or that. It's a struggle. This is a gift. This room that I've acquired, this room full of stuff that I have acquired, is by the grace of God. Seriously. I learned we had to cut back because, of course, when you lose everything, you cannot completely replace every single thing. It's impossible. So what I did was, I took what I needed the most, and I felt that the children's education, that's the reason why I threw away all the TVs. I threw them in the trash for all these years. 6, 7 years we didn't have TV. I just now got TV back. Just now got internet back. They don't need that. They don't need that at all. I proved that I sent one to Duke University with a $65,000 scholarship without TV. Okay? So you don't even need TV to school. You don't need the internet to school. We weren't watching the internet and, what have you. I have my phone, and that's what I use to record most of the time. So yeah, back to the, the pretty. Yes, it's nice to be, have the pretty room and I want to get this and I want to get that. But guess what? God cares about what's in your children's heart. He cares about what their hearts look like, guys. Not what your homeschool room looks like. Let me say that one more time. God cares what your children's hearts look like. Not what your homeschool room looks like. Okay? So even if it's a table and a chair, be grateful for your table and your chair. Make a picture. If you want to put a sign on the wall, make it Get some crayons and make it. Oh yeah, get some crayons. Besides the notebook and a pencil, get some crayons. Some markers. You know, that's it. You don't have to have posters. You don't have to have all of that. And I think that's where a lot of people are coming on. They're jumping on here, and then they feel that they have to go do a haul, and they have to get this and they have to get that because they've seen somebody else's video. Well, they watched an empty video. They didn't get anything from it other than I need to go buy. And that's what has to stop. We have to help one another. We have to be more of a support system. Back up what you're buying. Okay? Come back and show us your lessons. That helps more so than that haul. And you know, let me say this. When you spend more time trying to find ways how to organize your stuff or our stuff and make it look pretty while organizing it than actually using it, that's a red flag. Seriously, it is. And so that's why I said I'm not storing things. You guys, I showed you the other room the other day. I'm not doing that. I'm not trying to organize, store, make it look all, you know, it's functional for us. I have this many kids that I'm trying to school, so we do have a little more than what somebody else may have. But again, you saw how I got it, and you see how I use it. We don't have anything that we're not using. And once we outgrow it, or once I feel that, okay, it's useless, then I won't get it. But it takes me a long time. I don't just go in the thrift store and say, oh, I'm going to get this, this, and this. I sit down and think. I have lists that I come up with. I have, you know, I'm constantly changing, you know, because what I thought we needed no longer fits the children's needs. So that's why I'm not even going to Goodwill anymore. There's no need to at this point. The stuff that I buy are, you know, strictly things out of a store. But yeah, you're trying to. I see this all the time in groups, homeschool rooms on YouTube, you know, forums and things like that. People are always looking for ideas. How do I store this? How do you do this? Where do you put this? And then I see it a lot on the halls. I see a lot of people with a great homeschool room, lots of stuff, and they're steadily doing these massive hauls. And I'm just thinking to myself, where in the hell are you putting this stuff? Sorry guys, but I had to. Where are you putting it? And why do you still need that? Because I saw what you already had. Okay? It is what it is. I mean, that's just something I want to know. And like I said, I'm not the only one questioning that. Nobody else is. So actually, other people are. There are videos. Shout out to the 2012 mom. Go check her channel out. Show her some love. Okay, she's new this year to homeschooling. She has 3 little kids. Love her. Phenomenal. She did a talk just the other day. Same issue. And what she's not getting into because she sees what's going on. Whew, okay. Yeah, I'm out of breath. I had to get up. Anywho, yeah. Go check out the 2012 mom. And see how she's doing out there. I don't want to give out her location. But yeah. She's getting ready to do some big things over there. Lillian Jr. and baby Braxton. Yeah. But yeah, you don't want to get so overwhelmed that you just have stuff on top of stuff and you're steadily buying it. And my thing is, if I found it one time, I will find it again. Okay, just like the books. No, I use my smarts. A lot of our books, especially the African American ones, I did not get from eBay. I will go to Barnes & Noble and buy them directly off the shelf. Okay, shelf price. Because that's what I can do. So I would reference the kids now and again and ask them, do you remember such and such book? And I would make sure that that is something that I found in a lot. And so that's what I started doing just this summer. But yeah, you don't, I mean, you cannot just go and get all this stuff and store all this stuff up, because all it's going to do is cause problems when you need to find somewhere to put it. You're ending up stepping over piles of stuff everywhere. That's space that you could use. Then you're wasting time trying to organize it. That's the time that you could be learning. Okay? That's going to cause frustration for your child. It's going to cause frustration for you. Okay? I don't like to spend a whole lot of time organizing anything. I don't even have the time, and that's just my way of life. Okay, not just in the homeschool, but anywhere, period. I don't want to organize anything. Not that everything's a mess. You guys know that's not the case. But when you have this many kids, you just don't have time like that. You have but a minute. You see, I'm, 20 minutes in the video. She's supposed to be asleep, and it's just not happening. The other ones, yeah. Anywho. Say hi. So yeah, let me go back. When we spend more time to try to find ways to organize our stuff and make it look pretty while organizing it, then on actually using it, that's a red flag. So I challenge you guys, when you go and pick up things and you want to buy it, make sure you really need it. You want to haul it, make sure you can really back it. You know, yeah, some things we're going to get and we think we can use it, and then we don't use it. Come back and tell us that it didn't work. This is why it didn't work. Because we need to know those things too. Okay, even us, you know, seasoned homeschool moms. A lot of times I'll see things that I haven't seen on somebody's video. And I would like more of an explanation other than, okay, they just bought this, you know. But mainly, like I said, we need to let go of the YouTube, Pinterest, Perfect, and Instagram ideal homeschools. Because that's not us. That's, you know, keep it real, guys. Keep it real. What's more important is what God puts on your heart to teach your children. Talking to them. Sorry, I'm paying attention to that dog. That's vital. I think that's the most vital thing that you can do in homeschooling. Is talking to your kids. Just sit down and talk to them and listen to them. You will learn a lot. Okay? Let me leave you with something I have on the wall. 2 prayers. Okay? One of them says, Lord, let me be just what they need. If they need someone to trust, let me be trustworthy. If they need sympathy, let me sympathize. If they need love, and they do need love, let me love in full measure. Let me not anger easy. Lord, let me be just. Permit my justice to be tempered in your mercy. When I stand before them, Lord, let me look strong and good and honest and loving. And let me be strong and good and honest and loving as I look to them. Help me to counsel the anxious, crack the covering of the shy, temper the rambunctious with a gentle attitude. Permit me to teach only the truth. Help me to inspire them so that learning will not cease at the classroom door. Let the lessons they learn make their lives fruitful and happy. And Lord, bring them to you. Teach them through me to love you. Finally, permit me to learn the lessons they teach. Amen. Okay? The second one is the homeschool mom's prayer. Dear Lord, may I teach them what you want them to know. And in turn, you will teach me what you want me to know. Lord, let me remember my job is to point them to you and not to this world. Help me guide them on the path that leads to you. Give me the strength when I feel I have none. When I don't feel like it, let me do it anyway. When I'm tired, give me your divine energy to press on. When I want to put myself first, let me remember your words that I may be humble. Let me do this for your glory and not mine. Lord, show me each day the path we should take. When I get off course, Thank you, Lord, for your mercy in bringing me back. Let me remember these children are yours, and you love them even more than I do. Let me be thankful for the gift of spending each day with them. Let me remember it will go by in the blink of an eye. The complaining isn't forever. The noise isn't forever. The mess isn't forever, but you are. And that is my goal, that we may spend eternity in your presence. Let this homeschool glorify you. You, show you those around us and please you. Let me not get caught up in doing things the world's way, but your way. Let me not be distracted with the noise of this world from the true goals you have set. Let me remember that the books are important, but your word is most important. May I see my children as the blessing they are, that you created, each unique and special with a purpose to fulfill. May I remember how blessed I am to be a homeschool mom. Okay, hopefully that's posted. I just leave that up because a lot of times I just need some encouragement myself. But hopefully that gave you all some encouragement. You know, it makes you reflect. It gives you a sense of direction and purpose. Nowhere in there says Dollar Tree, Target, IKEA, eBay. You know, nowhere. It says be grateful for what you have. Don't try to keep up with the world. Okay? Do not keep up with the world. It's going to go by fast. Do not waste your time organizing and creating. Okay? Use what you have. Pull out whatever. If it's, you know, empty cans, empty food boxes, whatever. Use it. Put it in a cardboard box if you have to, and let that be your homeschool crate. Nobody cares. Seriously, nobody cares. Those are the things that I appreciate seeing the most, when somebody just takes nothing and makes it into their something. Okay? And that's what the kids see. My kids will take a box and that's it. And some days that's school. Seriously.
I see Zion.
You see Zion. Say hi. So, before, you know, in the mornings I get up and I meditate and I pray those prayers. And that way I can move on. You know, a lot of people have a lot of help and support. I don't have family here. I don't have help, support. So it's just me. My kids are always with me. So I have to keep on. I have to keep moving. I'm not sad by it. I'm not, you know, discouraged or depressed or anything. That's just me. I'm doing my job. I know I have a job to do, and that's to educate them. And seeing the fruits of my labor with this child at Duke, that's just, you know, phenomenal to our whole family. Not that we didn't know it was going to happen, because that was my goal. That was our goal all along. And it's happening. And so to know that the rest of them are going to follow suit and going. Yes. You know, that's my reward. That's my reward. You know, money that I could be using. Stop. I'm going to, you know, that is something that we are saving. We're going to university graduations, guys. Then we're going on vacations. Then I can sit back and sip my tea, as Kermit says. You know, because I've done my job. So that's really, you know, the gist. I know I've been on here long enough, but I want to chit chat and get that out because, like I said, I'm not the only one that feels this way. We want to encourage, we want to help, we want to be a better support in this 2015-2016 year.
Can we go to the bus?
We want to go forth and multiply the homeschool phenomenon, because it's already blowing up like crazy. But not drive ourselves crazy in the process. Okay? So be blessed. And I will be back. And I will be definitely reading your comments. And I will be responding to your comments. You want to say bye-bye? Say see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Are you going to say see you tomorrow?
No.
You ready to go write? That's why you have your pencil?
No.
Okay. All right, guys. Like, subscribe, comment. Be blessed. You're taking a nap? She's going to take a nap. Yeah.